Hey everyone, this is Nitro. In this video, I'm going to do the Joint Battle Level 53 version. And to be honest, it's not that tough as long as your Leon has a level 50 Last Night weapon. But I will just demonstrate in this video of how to play it out. So let's just get started. So really, on the left side, you just need Leon and Liana. Although if you have if you do have an extra character, it does make it easier. So because we're playing with two of us rather than the full three people, I'm going to bring Lana to destroy the Lancers, and he will have Bernhard, Leon, and Liana. So with that said, let's just begin. Again, if I'm willing to take my time, I can crush the left side with just Leon and Liana, but adding a third character just makes it a bit faster. So, I'm going to start off with Chivalry. Strategy really doesn't change from the other versions on the left side. You're still smashing targets, except now it's, annoyingly enough, 2 Lancers and the Mage. So let's use again. And then I'm going to hit that Lancer one more time and hopefully kill it. Because if the target doesn't die, which it didn't, what will happen is these enemies are triggered, so they're now going to start coming after me. So the bottom has 2 Orc units, which is Ogres and Cyclops, and then the Archmage, and then here is the usual Vampires. So you just have to be careful about not triggering these Vampire Bats, because if you trigger them, then things are going to become much more annoying. So, you know, they can move, they can hit all the way down to these tiles. It's just... So left and right of the tree. That's how far they attack. I mean, if you turn on the danger zone, you know, that's kind of alerted. So yeah, as long as you pay attention to that, you should be fine. But yeah, each side should have a Leon and Liana. For support, ideally, you know, a mage to the left and then a faction buffer to the right. And with the faction buff, you can see he's actually able to one-shot targets. In fact, if I had the faction buff turn 1, this rock golem would have died. So, it is what it is. So instead of triggering them, as I have done, they would have died, which would have made my life easier. Because with the guard up, it's now a bit of a hassle on my side. I have to retreat. So I'm going to take my time against him instead. I'm just going to move back. Wait for the guard to wear off before I finish him off. So on his side, it's really just Leon's one-man show, you know? Bernhard provides a faction buff, and Leon will pretty much one-shot everything he faces. On my side, I'm just waiting for the guard to wear off, which will be next turn, so everyone moves back a little. So that's just something to be aware of. If your target that you attack does not die, the enemies are triggered and they'll start moving. If it dies and you get out of their range, then they continue to just stand there. Well, now that guard has worn off, I can use my Leon to attack. So, move back a tile, let's activate Chivalry. And we're gonna charge in with the skill to make sure I kill it off. There we go. One down. Let's just back off then. And I have a gain, so let's attack with everybody. Let's use the Ice Lance. The other one, if it attacks, is going to suicide attack. So I use the Ice Lance to heavily damage one. And then I will activate too far. Let's just place her there and activate again. And then hit that lance. Hit that lava golem. Lava titan. Okay, so they're both nearly dead. Which means they're gonna die when they attack me next turn. Or they should. Over on Ringu's side, Leon just continues to crush things. One-shotting targets one after another. Now he had no choice but to position there because that's the only slot he can stand on and still have the file tiles movement to attack that vampire. But fortunately, it's a wall, which gives plus 30% defense. So the two Lava Titans spent their turn casting guard, which means I can just use Black Hole and kill them both. The AI for Lancer units is pretty much that. If their guard has worn off, they'll always cast guard again. So, not particularly hard to deal with. So now my side is clear. I just need to move up and kill, what's she called? Osto? I think? Osto, and then those two center demon knights. Or, yeah. On his side, he actually has the boss. After this vampire bat, he actually has Bozo over here. And Bozo, you can see there's like 15,000 hit point Undead Knight and 20,000 hit point Bozo. So Bozo's a little bit challenging to deal with. Alright, keep moving up. All my characters. So the Lancers were slightly annoying because of the guard, and so I had to retreat back, but, you know, if you take your time, after 2 turns it wears off, and since the guard skill has a 3-turn cooldown in total, there is 1 turn where you're able to attack, you're able to strike and kill the targets. Wow. That Leon. Just one-shotting targets like a boss. But his Leon is up to 703 attacks, so that does make sense. 791 over here. Oh, that's because his attack buff just wore off. That's why it dropped. So let's move up. The danger zone is over there, so let's just continue to move up. So his Leon is actually a bit better than mine. He has 1000 hooves on his Leon. I don't have access to that skill yet. Yeah. So I could attack right now, but I don't have access to healing at this time. But nonetheless, I'm just gonna go for the kill. So move in, use Chivalry, which raises the attack up quite significantly, and use my skill to attack. So with 846 attack, I'm able to one-shot Osto, which then leaves the Demon Knights left to fight. I'm just gonna back off because while I could fight him, well, you know what? Let's just stand there. It's not a big deal. I don't think they can reach me. Yeah, they don't have enough movement to even reach me, so I could attack and retreat. But I'm going to wait a bit for my reinforcements. So he's moving up to the edge of the danger zone so he can begin attacking Bozo. And this is where it gets, I guess, really cheap in very many ways. You'll see, because of what 1000 Hooves does. He has a... It gets pretty interesting, I have to say. I might as well attack, in truth. So I'm going to just attack. It blocked, so I only killed the troops, but left the Skeleton Knight healthy. So they have a block skill, it looks like. Yeah. But hopefully Leon will, when he counterattacks, will one-shot this skeleton. Especially since he just applied the faction buff. Skeleton charges and suicides right into my character. Oops. That's interesting. So he got attacked by Bozo this game. So that changed things up a bit. Usually Bozo just stands there. It might have been my fault. By triggering the left side, I think Bozo ended up attacking. Oh well, it's not a big deal. I think since he has access to stunned, right? Well, but what I was thinking originally was he was going to charge in and then use 1000 Hooves to reduce Bozo's mobility by 2. That move reduces his mobility to 1, and he can't even move onto the walls anymore. So Leon ends up being able to charge, attack, and retreat, which is honestly a bit ridiculous. And then while he does that, Bozo just little stands here and does nothing for the 2 turns that he's immobilized. So you get 3 turns to kill that Bozo without it doing anything. Alright. So, my turn. And I'm just going to attack it with this mage. And then hit it with Leon. Yeah, and that was enough to kill it off. So I think he's waiting back here because he wants to draw Bozal out into the open. He was already on the wall. This 30% city wall bonus is shockingly high. So, oh no, he's attacking. Never mind. So there's the 1,000 hooves. And look, Bozal's movement went from 3 to 1. Now he can only move 1 tile, which actually leaves Leon out of range of Bozal's attack. So even though it's a very tough unit, it can't do much if it can't move. Just shows how powerful 1,000 hooves is in general. So at this point, since he's not done, I might as well come and finish him. There's chivalry, and then attack, and that should be enough to kill it off. Oh, it actually wasn't, surprisingly. So, move back, use again, and now I'll finish it off. So like that, it's over. So, right side, nothing really different from before, you know, as long as you play it carefully, it's fine. On the left side though, now that there's 2 Lancers, you have a tougher time killing them off with Leon. But again, if your Leon has a level 50 last night weapon, it's enough to kill off those Lancers as long as you play it safe. So I'll quickly bring up my Leon stats, just to show, you know, what kind of weapons and armor he's running at this time. And Leon has the level 50 last night, giving him plus 85 attack with additional 20 attack. You know, to be honest, I think a 5% attack buff would be better than this plus 20 attack, but I'm not going to try to continue to re-roll to get that. Yeah, and other than that, he has level 40 armor, helm, and assault ring. And they all, I've tried to give them all plus attack. So, you know, the assault ring has plus 4% attack. This has plus 4 attack, which is probably the worst of the bunch, but it gives 5% defense, so whatever. And then the mithril armor has plus 3% attack, plus 11% defense, and plus 16 magic defense. It's getting this many stats because I had used SSR Rough Sea item on the I used SSR enchant on this. In hindsight, pretty stupid, but you know, especially since this is not my end game equipment. This is just a super rare item. It should have been saved for when I pick up, let's say, another SSR equipment. So nonetheless, it was used, and so it has some very nice stats. That's all I can say about it. So that's it for this video. I hope this was pretty useful to you. You know, as long as you run Leon and Liana, these joint battles and so on are quite easy. Thanks for watching, everybody. Nitro out.